Hello there and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we've got another truck in front of us, which is the IBG Models 135 35037 Chevrolet C15A personnel lorry, number 13 cab and number 12 cab versions. So you do get multiple options with this kit and lots and lots of sprues and some things that you don't need. So it looks quite confusing and quite parts heavy, but I can assure you it kind of isn't really. So we're going to have a quick flick through the instructions as provided by IBG. If you're not familiar with IBG, they're actually a company based in Poland. The history of this kit, this one I actually picked up in March last year for £23.40 brand new. So hopefully you'll be able to pick it up from off eBay for a similar sort of price. It's from an original tooling in 2016, so it's relatively new. For my longer term viewers, you may actually recognise this because we have actually featured this one before when we compared it to a 1500 weight truck and 6-pounder gun by Airfix, which was produced in the 70s, which is essentially the same truck, but obviously it's slightly different. So if you want to check out that video, you can have a look in the playlist for that one, for which there are around about 400 videos at the moment. So anyway, let's press on. You get a whole bunch of sprue diagrams, as we can see, showing you the parts that you do and don't need. The ones in grey are ones that are not required. They're actually part of the longer wheelbase Chevrolet C60L general service truck, which is basically the same sort of thing but bigger. So there's a lot of parts that we don't actually require on here. So moving on to the instructions, section 1, we're going to put the wheels together. 2, we're going to do the rear hook for hooking up some trailers or artillery. We've got a couple of foot steps to do in step 3 and step 4. Step 5, we're going to do some storage compartments. Step 6, we're going to do the fuel tank. And step 7, we're going to put the mounting brackets on. Step 8, we're going to put this part together, which I think is part of the sort of between the cab and the loading bay. Step 9, we have some photo etch here to do our grille. Step 10, not too sure what that is. Step 11, we're going to be looking at the transmission. Step 12, we're moving on to the front bumper. Step 13, we're moving on to the underside of the wagon, wheel hubs, etc, etc. Step 15, we're going to be moving on to assembling our engine, and we have a useful picture of what it should look like when we've completed it. I'm going to attach some more parts to the engine here. Step 17, we're going to be looking at the floor of the cab, attaching all the various gears and levers and some side panels. Step 18, more of the cab. Here we have the dashboard going on. Step 19, we're going to put a couple of seats in, the driving console and the steering wheel, and we should end up with this. Step 20, we're going to put the grille onto the front of the bonnet, and we're going to put these mud guards on. Step 21, more mud guards. It's going to be this sort of bracket here for supporting the windscreen. And we're going to put the rest of the windscreen shield together in step 22. Step 23, we're starting to look like an actual cab. Putting the glazing in here. Step 24, we actually have several options of cab and roof to go on. So we have a sunroof one or we have a plain one. And that one should look like that. And then step 25, we're actually moving back now to a different cab. So it's basically repeating a lot of parts, but there's a different cab. So you can see this is the first one we've got, and that is the second one we have. So I'm just going to skip through that because a lot of it's basically the same parts, but it's just basically a different bonnet, different front to the truck. And in step 31, we end up with a cab that looks like that, which as you can see is different to the one we've actually got featured on the cover art. Step 32, we're moving on to the spare wheel compartment, which fits in behind the cab. And step 33, we're moving on to the actual chassis of the vehicle itself. attaching the springs, attaching the bumper, sticking the engine in, and attaching all the wheels, etc. Tyres go in this section 38, and then in 39 we're going to move on to the storage compartment at the rear. Got some storage boxes to put on, some mud guards, and then the actual sides on the up surface, and that'll end up looking like that, we hope. See, we've got some seat pads over the wheel arches in this as well. Step 14, we can have this with the tarp frame exposed, like so, or we can put a pre-built tarp on top. So again, multiple choice, which will leave you ending up with something that looks a bit like that, or like that if you choose for the tarp up. Then we're going to put our two different cabs on. Obviously you don't get all of the parts for the two cabs. The parts are spread out through the variety of sprues, so something like that, or that's the finished actual kit itself. So we have some black and white colour variations. Here we have Headquarters 2nd Canadian Infantry Division, Engineers of the 2nd Canadian Infantry Division, France, Normandy, July 1944. Here we have personnel Lorry from Carleton and York Regiment, 1st Canadian Infantry Division, Sicily, July 1943. And on the back we have 5th Provost Company, Canadian Provost Corps of the 5th Canadian Armoured Division, Italy, August 1944. So there we go. Let's have a look at the sprues. These are not coming up in any particular order, and like I've said, there are multiple variations here, so there is some sort of repetitiveness going on. So as you can see, this is the long wheelbase chassis, and this is the short wheelbase chassis for the truck that we're actually doing. So some parts I might actually cover twice because I don't know which ones are coming from which. So there we have the actual chassis. We've got some suspension springs. We've got various mechanicals for the underneath of the truck. More parts there, and there's the side parts of our engine. So first sprue done. So again, like I said, this is the chassis frame for the larger truck, and we have drive shafts, a couple of doors by the look of it. It might be door cards, or they're the sort of front top section for the doors by the look of it. That looks like the console for the inside. You get 2 sprues of wheels. Most of the IPG ones seem to come with branding on the tyres, which I like. These ones are Goodyear. Some nice detail on the wheel hubs. So you get 2 of those for a total of 6 tyres. What we got here, this is sort of a accessories set. I think that's a seat. Get 4 rifles, a couple of jerry cans. I think that might be some sort of jack or something, maybe. A couple of wheel hubs, some hooks, and some other unidentified pieces. So there's 2 sprues that are like that. You get 2 of these sprues. This one's got some suspension springs on it. Looks like some sort of storage container with its top. Don't know what they are. No damaged parts. No flash to speak of. Got this little sprue, which is more storage containers, which are probably going to go underneath here. Let's just get those out of the way for now. And we have, this is the loading section for the rear of the truck. We've got some nice lines for the wood, I'm guessing. There's no sort of grain feature on the wood. I know some people like the grain feature and some people don't like it. Here we have the rather fragile looking frames for the tarp cover. These are going to be the seats for over the wheel wells in the rear. Not too sure what that is. It seems to have a couple of, oh, they're the sides then, aren't they? They're the sides there, they go over there by the look of it. That's that one. This one comes with steering wheel, fan belt, a whole range of other small mechanical parts. Carpet Monster's going to have a field day with this kit. Now we have 3 different tops for our cab. This one features a sunroof and is a square edged one, so this is probably the one that's depicted here. And then we have these 2 angled ones, which are for the other cab version. So one comes with a sunroof and one comes without. Got a couple of doors. Can't tell you what the other parts are, I'm afraid, but they all look quite nice. This is the tarp up sprue. So as you can see, it's got a string attached around the edges, and we can see the flap here. I'm guessing if you wanted to, you could kind of cut that out if you wanted to actually show the interior of the truck. Not too sure which way I want to do this. The framing does look very fragile, prone to breaking, I suppose. So this particular one, we've got the front bumper. Now that's got a bit of a break in it. I'm not going to play around with that too much. We've got some sort of door here. Various mechanical parts. Petrol tank, I'm thinking. There's the radiator. And this part here is the storage for the spare wheel, which goes behind the cab. And these are our sort of cab sprues. So I'm not quite sure which one is which. They both look very similar. So we've got a cab rear. That looks like it's going to be the cab floor. Got some wheel arches. They look like the front sections of the bonnet. That's probably for the interior. And they look like wheel arch sections of some sort. That's part of the interior, and we have the windscreen there, and that'll be the bonnet. So this looks like the alternate version, because it's got a sort of angled hood on it. So that's the alternate version, I think, not displayed here. And then again we have this one here, which that's the rear. Comes with another plain top for the cab, another floor. That's the cab front, sorry, the bonnet front. And we have more wheel arches. So there's a whole load of bits that you can put in the spares box for this one, quite obviously. This is the last video in a series that we're doing featuring all my IPG trucks, which has included this rather nice Bedford QL tanker, the Bedford QLD general service, sorry about the noise, the Italian 3RO Italian 1953 ammunition carrier, the Iron Heights diesel with Bilston recovery crane. This one's bigger brother, the Chevrolet C60 general service truck. And last but not least, the Bedford QLR wireless. There's also a bunch of other trucks that have come recently on the channel as well. So if you do want to skip through the playlist for 135 what's in the box kits, there will be a link underneath the video itself. Oh, we almost forgot, we've got the plain glaze parts here, which are obviously just front windows because this has open capsized by the look of it. You also get a photo etch section for the grille and a few other pieces, and we appear to get five different marking options as per the instruction manual. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that little look at my IBG C15A. Please do check out some of the other videos. There's currently around about 70 to 80 135 kit reviews on the channel. These will be increasing progressively over the coming weeks, months and years, because I'll be drawing more kits from my collection of roughly currently about 200 135 kits. So there's plenty more to come on the channel. And also we have a bit of a thing for 172 aircraft as well, with about 300 kits. So please do like and subscribe, and as always, be seeing you.